Hello, I am back with another update on what is happening on my Medium account, how I'm getting on over there. I am going to give you an update of how I've got on during the 30 days of April. I set myself a challenge of writing 30 articles in 30 days, and I think when I initially conceived that idea, I was thinking of uploading or publishing an article every single day. I didn't manage to do that because of Easter, and it was 10:30 p.m. on Good Friday when I suddenly realised that I'd forgotten to publish an article that day. I was going to bed then. There was no way I was going to get up and write something. So I allowed myself that grace of, okay, it's just 30 articles in 30 days, not 30 articles every day. So I did complete the challenge in terms of writing 30 articles in 30 days. Some days I wrote one article. I think there were about 5 days where I didn't write at all. And I think on the final day of April, on the 30th of April, I actually published 3 articles. I'm going to talk about what I initially said I wanted to achieve from my first video and whether I feel that has happened, and then towards the end I'll talk about some of the stats, some of my views, some of the claps I've got and things like that, as well as how much I've actually earned from being in the Medium Partner Programme. In the first video I talked about why I wanted to write 30 articles in 30 days. Now bear in mind, my Medium journey started with a couple of articles at the end of March, and I was absolutely terrified when I published my first article. Absolutely terrified. I mean, I've come on with my creative confidence over the years, and I've done many things outside of my comfort zone. I've published an ebook, I've created a club, I'm currently writing a non-fiction book proposal, but publishing my first article on Medium was terrifying. I felt completely out of my depth. I was overwhelmed by the platform. I was intimidated by the platform as well. And so I thought if I did 30 articles in 30 days, maybe I would become less terrified. So that was my primary reason for doing 30 articles in 30 days. And I'm happy to report that it worked. My writing process has changed a little bit in terms of I now have downloaded the free Grammarly app to use with my work, and I did that kind of halfway through the month, maybe 3/4 of the way through the month, which adds an extra layer of confidence when it picks out certain words that I often add words into a sentence that are not needed. So that has helped me. But more than that, I think it was just getting into that rhythm, that routine of writing something every day and thinking, hang on, I've done that one. Now I can do another. It built up some momentum within myself, and I just had a really great time. I enjoyed it. My confidence increased a little bit, but more significantly, I came to the realization that I can write whatever I want. This is my corner of Medium. Obviously within within the realms of decency and everything like that Medium put in their terms and conditions, but I can write what I want. If I want to write about confidence and creativity, I can do. If I want to write about Julia Child one day, I can do. If I want to write about hormone replacement therapy another day, I can do. I can do or write whatever I want, and I don't need to be intimidated by what other people are writing on the platform. I've got a few more notes in my book that I'm going to keep referring to. The other reason why I wanted to do 30 articles in 30 days was to get used to writing in the format of short articles. So anything, I really struggled to write really short articles, say around 150 words. I'm I just end up writing somewhere between 5 and 800. That seems to be my natural word count. So yeah, I wanted to get used to writing within that format. It's definitely a challenge, especially after having written my non-fiction book for a significant amount of time. So it's just training my brain to do something different. But the bonus is, and I've written this down here, it gets you thinking about the different themes and topics that I would like to write about. So I am going outside of my original niche. So I don't like niches. I know they work in terms of training an algorithm. I know they work on YouTube in order to get more subscribers, more views and stuff like that. I also know they work on Medium. So if you're known to be writing about a particular subject, then it can work as a positive for you. But as a writer and as a creative person, I want to be able to explore different themes, different topics within my articles. It's a little bit like YouTube as well. So I don't just do videos about planning. I don't just do videos about notebooks. I suppose the theme is on my YouTube, I'm going off on a tangent, but basically exploring my writing and creative life via video. And I kind of want to do something similar on Medium as well, not to just stick to a subject, but just to explore and experiment and to just have an enjoyable time. The other thing that I wanted to achieve through 30 articles in 30 days is to create momentum. So to get into that ritual of writing every day, to get into that rhythm of writing every day, and just to say maybe write an article within the space of an hour, and to get it out there, get it published, and to move on to the next thing. I think that is how you grow as a writer. I think that's how you get better as a writer. And I think that is how you build confidence as a writer, not trying to make each article as perfect as can be, but to get it done and done well, and then to move on to the next one. And with every time you move on to the next one, you build momentum, and momentum builds confidence. So I believe that is what I've done. It's the 5th or 4th of May as I am recording this, and I have already written 2 more articles during May, 3 articles, but one of them I haven't published yet. So that momentum is still there, and I would like to write another 30 articles this month, but I'm not going to have as much pressure on myself to do that. It's simply keeping my brain ticking over, thinking of ideas, thinking of headlines, thinking of topics, and to write it and publish it, and to move on to the next thing on my list of things I like to do in my writing life. So yeah, they are all the things that I wanted to achieve through doing this, and I really think I've achieved them. But I think the most surprising thing to come out of all of this is the fact that I really enjoy it. And I've been online for 16 years. How many? Since 2006. So what's that? We're now in 2022. So yeah, 16 years. So I've been online writing for that amount of time. And back in 2006, 2007, 2008, blogging was completely different to what it is now. Blogging was basically sometimes just streams of consciousness. Sometimes you were just updating. So for me, for example, I was just updating the word count that I'd written that day, plus any thoughts about it for the novel that I was writing, because I was in a group of other writers and we were racing to finish the first draft of our novel. So that is how I started. But nowadays there is a lot of pressure on new writers, new bloggers, to know what your niche is immediately, what it is you want to write about. You're encouraged to think about your audience and what they want to hear from you. And I think that's a lot of pressure to put on a newbie when they are only just discovering that they are a writer, they're only just finding their writing voice. And I think there's a lot to be said for just writing about whatever you want to write about and exploring. And if I had said 16 years ago, right, that's it, I'm going to be writing about cakes for my entirety of being online, that would have been incredibly frustrating and limiting, and I certainly wouldn't be doing this now if I would have just stuck to that. And I know that as a fact because I did actually create a blog all about feasting on fiction, and I would read a book and then take out some food that was mentioned in there and recreate a recipe for it. I very quickly learned that that was not something that I wanted to focus on, and it was only through exploring and experimenting that I discovered that this creative confidence, creative fears was something that I was very much interested in and wanted to explore in more detail. But I would not have discovered that if I hadn't gone through that exploration process over the last decade or so, which I think a lot of writers nowadays are not given that luxury. They are encouraged to know straight away. Anyway, gone off on a tangent, so many apologies for that, but I hope that makes sense in terms of what I'm talking about with Medium and what I've discovered. In effect, to use it, especially if you are a new writer, especially if you think writing is something you'd really like to do, but you don't actually know what to do with your writing yet. You don't know, maybe you'd like to write a book in the future, but you don't know what to write about. Medium can be a fantastic place to discover that, and at the same time, you can earn some dollars while you're experimenting, which I think is just a brilliant thing. Plus, you can also start building an email list as well. You're starting your platform. If you do go into the, book writing field, especially with non-fiction, they like you to have a platform. If you go the traditional route, whatever it is, again, I'm going off on a tangent, but I feel very passionate about that is how Medium can help you. So anyway, let's look at the stats. Now I've rambled on about all of that. If you watched the second video of my Medium diary, this is the third one, you will notice that I achieved over 100 followers, and I was invited to join the Medium Partner Program, which I did. But before we get into all of the money side of things, let's just look at my stats in terms of followers and everything. So as of the 1st of April, I had 83 followers. As of today, which is the 4th of May, I have 217 followers. So that's a growth of 134 in 1 month, which I'm pretty pleased about. Now, I didn't do that follow for follow thing, which I know a lot of other people do, and they follow a lot of people and they manage to build up lots of followers in return. I simply followed the people that I thought were interesting, and I enjoyed various articles that they'd written. I did find once I started engaging more within Medium, not just clapping, but also highlighting and making comments, and then if somebody else had written a comment on an article that I thought was particularly interesting or made me laugh or whatever, I would give a clap to that as well. And as soon as I started that, obviously I found my followers started to increase. So, if you'd like to grow in followers, I do believe that you have to put yourself out there and make yourself seen. I know it's difficult when you're unconfident, but it's just a clap. It's just a comment. They can't see you. Just do it. And people will start to look at your profile and click on that follow button. Also, at the beginning of April, I had 190 views, 112 reads and 34 fans. I now have 1,564 views, 876 reads and 215 fans. And here you can see my stories with the most recent first. So my most popular story during April is it long COVID or the perimenopause? And I've actually written a number of Medium articles about my 30 articles in 30 days. And I did talk about the fact that that particular article was something out of my comfort zone, something that I was inspired to write because of what's happening in the UK at the moment with a shortage of estrogen. So I hooked it on a current news story, but also I did quite a bit of research for it. And I was scared about that because I've never written about the menopause before. But by stepping out of my comfort zone, I created an article that I'm quite proud of and that has got my largest amount of engagement and everything on it. In my first week, as of the 12th of April, so in that second video, I earned $1.65. For the entirety of April, I earned $21.28. Obviously, this is less in pounds. I'm not sure how much of that I actually get, whether or not Stripe takes some of that or if it's already been deducted. I'll see. I think it's about the 8th or 9th when it comes into my account. So I'll see then and I'll report that back on the next video. But I've written 30 articles and made $21. That's not a lot. But as I've already talked about, I gained so much more from writing on the platform than simply dollars and cents. And that was not my initial motivation for starting a Medium account. But the other thing is, as regards that, those articles are going to continue to make money for me. It might only be a few cents every month, but those few cents will add up. So hopefully next month, for the month of May, I will have made significantly more, and I would like to achieve. I mean, money is not my primary motivator, but I'm not going to lie, it's nice to see those dollars and cents add up, and it does give me a buzz, and it does create another income stream for me. And we can't live on fresh air. We do have bills to pay. So yeah, I am really excited about that side of things, and I will keep you updated. I'll perhaps do a Medium diary update monthly. I know I didn't do them every week during the month of April, but that is just because Medium took over my life. Writing articles took over my life. And I'm also doing my non-fiction proposal at the same time. So something had to give, and it was YouTube. And what's funny is my YouTube earnings have gone down significantly because I haven't posted much on here, but Medium, you know, has gone up. So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? But I do find it all quite fascinating, and like I say, I will continue to report on what is happening for me on the Medium platform. Okay, well, I think that's everything. If you want to come and follow me on Medium, I will put a link below. If you'd like to subscribe to Medium as well and read unlimited articles for a fixed price every month, I think it's about $5, then I'll also put that link below. That's my specific link. So if you join using that link, then I get a little bit of cash from Medium. At no extra to you. So yeah, I will put those links below, and I better go now because I need to write a Medium article. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.